Hi guys. So we're currently in the month of July and it's halfway into the year, basically. We're in the 6 months and we have 6 more months left for the year to basically be over. So for me, this month has been a lot of reflection, a lot of introspection, and just looking back at the last 6 months and trying to you know, make sense of everything that's happened, right? What's the progress like? Am I moving forward? Am I relapsing? You know, it's a moment where you check your goals and remind yourself where you're going to, where you're coming from. And I don't intend for this video to be long. I just want to use it to do like a very short recap of the last couple months rather. And also admonish you to not be weary because 6 months is still a lot of time to get a lot of stuff done. So, using myself as an example, and bringing you guys along with me on this journey to fix everything in my life. I remember my first video in January. I gave my rationale as to why I'm going on this journey, and it encompasses a lot. And I've been trying to fix everything as regards my life, my finances, and just trying to be a better person, just trying to what's the word, grow, right? And I have to be honest, it has been very challenging and it has been very tough. Yeah, let me just use that word, tough. So starting from books, so I intended to read 12 books this year. My plan was to read a book every month, and so far so good. I've only been able to read five. I'm trying to remember the names of the book I've read this year. I started with The Almanac of Navaravicans. I've read Otedola's Making It Big. I've read this Daily Stoic. I've read The Trading Game. I've read Bitcoin Billionaires. So I think those are the five books that I have read so far. And currently I'm reading Mastery by Robert Greene. And sometimes when I think about the books I read or the books I pick up to read sometimes, and the reason I pick these books, I like when it feels natural and it feels like the universe or God is just telling me like, oh, this is the right book at the right time. The most exceptional book I've read this year still has to be The Almanac of Navaravicans. The book completely changed how I defined intelligence. It completely changed how I define happiness, and it completely changed how I saw everyone around me. Right? The Daily Stoic was also a very good book. I understood or went in depth into stoicism, right? And understanding that it's really not about how much you are able to not show emotions, but rather how much of your life you are able to take control of, rather than letting external things affect you or things that you basically can't change. The Trading Game, fascinating book. It was more on the economic side and how you know governments and the rich keep getting richer and ensuring that everyone else stays poor. It was a story of Gary Stevenson's life at one of the big banks in the UK and on the trading floor and all of that. Very interesting book. I think you guys should check it out. Yeah, what else? Bitcoin Billionaires. Yeah, the Winklevoss twins. Um, and now I'm reading Mastery. I'm supposed to be reading a book on chess, but I downloaded the PDF and it wasn't really clear, so I just dropped it and then I picked up Mastery. And a couple of pages into Mastery, it just felt like God was just telling me like this is the right book for you right now at this stage of your life. I think you guys should check it out. I think it's a very good book. I think you guys will get a lot from Mastery as well. So that's that on the book side. So short one book this year so far. Gym and my health has been kind of like a sloppy journey or a kind of like a up and down journey, right? gained weight, lost weight, being consistent with taking walks, going to the gym, relapse, consistent with my diet, relapse. But I also just try to tell myself that eventually I'll get there, right? And everything is a journey, right? Relapses, in as much as I try to understand that they are normal, I also try to reduce them as much as I can because you put your brain and you put your mind in a comfortable spot. And you really don't want to be in a comfortable spot sometimes because you really have to learn to do stuff when you are not in the mood, when you're not happy, when you don't feel like. And, it's days like that that help your mentality and help your discipline. Um, Finances. I remember making a video on the fact that I have to make 20K this year. Like, it wasn't like I need to, it was like I have to have a bunch of, is it creditors? Yes. Have a bunch of creditors that I have to, make due on. And I have to also make due on my own life as well, or in my life as well. Because as I said, I have law school next year, so I have to plan for that. I have to make sure my finances are straight. Trying to set up businesses, trying to think of how I can be better financially. So I would say this year has been really, I think, in all of or everything I'm trying to fix in my life, that particular aspect of my life has been the worst so far because everything has just been difficult. I remember saying that I trade the foreign exchange market for a living. This year has been abysmal price action. Trump just doing what Trump does. You had the whole situation with Iran, oil, and all that. So it hasn't been the easiest year. And I keep on like piling more debt, right? Which is not ideal in any way. So yeah, I've been trying to figure out a path through that. At the same time, like I picked up video editing as a skill to learn this year, and so far so good. I've been seeing progress. I've been seeing a lot of progress. I've been seeing you guys comment. I've been trying to figure out everything along the way. Like, oh, sometimes when I get one particular edit done right, then I figure out that like, oh, sound wasn't great, and then subtitles. But yeah, I'm progressing, and I appreciate the feedback, and it's been really helpful for me to keep growing in that aspect. But I've reached the point in my life where I'm trying to be like, oh, I don't just want to know how to do this stuff. Like, I really want to be great at it. And then you realize that for you to be great at something, like, there has to be a lot of sacrifices. As I said, that was why picking up this book just felt like the perfect time. Yeah, what else? Emotionally, yeah, that has also been a struggle for me. That has also been a struggle for me because so in as much as I've been trying to move on from heartbreak and all that, it hasn't really been an easy journey because of a lot of things like too much attachment. I read a quote somewhere. I read a quote somewhere where someone said something like, the pain of heartbreak, or what really causes the pain of heartbreak, is not really the time, but the intensity of what you felt. And it really resonated with me because it's difficult. It's really hard to let go of something or someone when you had there was a lot of intensity in your emotions. So it's kind of difficult to just wrap it up. You get so some you hold on to so many things. Like there's stuff in my house that I feel like if I use it sometimes, or when I sit down, I'll just be like, okay, I'm going to try and forget this person, and I'll sit down and I'll remind me, oh, this person got this stuff for me, or you know, I took it from them, something like that. So that has been difficult. And everybody comes with their advice and just tells you, just move on, just let it go. It's not really as easy. And I think the thing I've learned the most is to be very honest with myself and to be very honest with where I am and not try to, macho man the situation, right? And just let life just do its thing. Right. So yeah, so that's the update so far. That's the update so far. I'm working on other projects. I also picked up chess. I'm also trying to get better at chess as well. What else? I got into running too. Got into running. Me and my friend Ziz. We started this like wrong club or not a wrong club. But anyway, yeah, I would put the description about that somewhere in the. I'll put information about that in the description. Sorry. Yeah, I think so. I think that's 2026 so far. So far, so good. I'm prep for law school. I've had to keep that like at one side because I'm trying not to juggle so many things all at once. And I'm just trying to be like, okay, in as much as I have to get ready for law school, I still have time. Thankfully, I still have time. And, speaking to so many seniors, they're like, reading a lot, it does help, but not as much. I mean, reading ahead, it does help, but not as much as many people think, right? And you still have to do a lot of reading when you get to the school. It's not like whatever you're doing now would ease what you're going to face then. So I kind of like dialed back on that and just let or give myself time rather to face the situation and to just not think about it too much, I guess. So I think that's basically my 2026 so far. And what I just really want to say, or why I'm making this video, is that yeah, if you do not have the best first half of the year, that's totally fine. And there's nothing wrong in that. It's very normal for you to relapse and gain momentum again and relapse and gain momentum. Eventually you will learn to just gain momentum and just keep going at the momentum. Right. So don't try to, you know, just be like, oh, I've already failed, so I don't really have to try again. Or I went to the gym 4 days, I already missed 2 days. I'm not going today. You have to learn to always pick yourself up. You have to learn to always keep going. Like popular phrase that says that a moving man will meet his luck. Right? Yeah, that basically applies to everything in life. You have to keep moving. Slow motion is better than no motion, right? So that's just the whole point of this very short video that I made today. And it's just that. So yeah, you have 6 months left in the year to give it everything. And you know what? It might not even really happen this year. That's the truth. Everything you think that will happen to you, or everything that you want to happen to you, it really might not be this year, right? But eventually it will come. Eventually it will come. I've been at so many stages in my life where, I was like, oh, I remember 2020, 2021. Yeah, I got into trading in 2020. So 2021, I was like, okay, I was dealing with a lot in my life at the time as well. But I just felt like, oh, this would be the year that trading will work. It did not work basically until like 2 years after. But the only reason it was able to work 2 years after was because I kept going at it. And now I've hit another point in my trading journey where it's like, what's going on? Like, why is it feeling like I don't know what I'm doing? But I just know that like these seasons are important for me to eventually attain mastery and get to points in my journey, get to points in my life where I feel like, okay, now I've seen so many things, like nothing surprises me anymore. And I can just keep going. So I just want to admonish you and encourage you that don't give up yet. 2026 is still a long, long way to go. We're just halfway in, and a lot can happen in the other half of the year. Just keep going and keep giving it all you have, keep showing up, and eventually it will happen. So, thank you guys for coming. Yeah, I said I was going to do a giveaway of the cookbook. I will post the winner of the giveaway in the comment section. And yeah, that will be all for today. See you guys whenever. Bye.